Welcome back. In this episode, we will cover a quick fire of multiple smaller topics, starting with custom triggers, then throwing errors, and ending with project events. Often, you might need to do the same thing in many places of your project. We can reuse logic by grouping it with custom triggers. A custom trigger won't be called by Elyx on its own, based on system events like the endpoint or scheduled executions. It is completely managed by you. Once you create a custom trigger, you can find it to be used as an operation in the node creation menu. It works exactly like any other operation. The only difference is that you define what its inputs are, what it does, and what it outputs. This allows you to create your logic as modular building blocks, building it only once as a custom trigger and using it in many other places in the canvas without having to duplicate or copy-paste your logic every time. If an uncaught error occurs during the execution of the trigger, you can still catch it and use its error value where you executed it as an operation, the same way we would with any other node. In fact, you can decide to throw your own errors by turning a regular termination node into an error-throwing one. At first, it might sound like we would never want to purposefully throw errors. But when developing very strict programming logic, throwing errors can be a useful tool to indicate exactly why something cannot be done, rather than attempting by all means to complete a task. Therefore, throwing errors is one more tool you have in Elyx to build your logic. Similar to custom triggers, project events are also standalone triggers, but the difference is that Elyx will execute them at a specific moment, and you can connect logic to it which you want to run at that time. Unlike custom triggers, however, you cannot execute project events yourself, as operation calls in the canvas. The system is the only one that can execute project events, so you will only ever see them in the canvas as the green entry point cards, and never as the blue executable operations. Every project event executes at a different time, as indicated by their name. For example, there is a project event that runs automatically as part of your publication run, as the very last step. And once all your cloud resources have been provisioned and your code is ready to run in the cloud. Then, Elyx runs it, meaning any logic connected there will be the first to run every time the project gets successfully published. You could use this event trigger for anything. I like to use it to conduct some sanity tests and make sure that nothing has broken in the logic. But you could also, for example, notify your users that a new version of your app is now available. You can see the logs of the event executions in the Cloud Resources menu. Even if the execution of a project event fails, for example, the aforementioned project publication completed event, its logs will still show up. And that is all for this episode. In the next episode, we will look at scheduled executions, which are nodes that execute on their own at a pre-configured time or interval of times. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification icon so YouTube notifies you when Elyx posts more tutorials or announcements. See you in the next video.